Welcome to BBC London with me, Alison Earle. Now, after weeks of celebrations, London's Pride Month reaches its climax tomorrow with the annual parade through central London. But it comes at a time when hate crime has risen and trust in the Met Police has fallen, as a report found the force institutionally homophobic. Well, Scotland Yard has promised reforms. So how do the LGBT community feel about the Met now? Our Home Affairs correspondent Sonia Jessup has been finding out.
Celebrating Pride in London. Police have been proud to take part in the event, but last year organisers said they would not be welcome to march in uniform. Many in London's LGBT+ community had lost trust in the force. This year, it's still a complicated issue.
One of the things that came out of the Casey report was the institutional homophobia that officers experienced. And you've got to be able to kind of lead that change from within the Met. Officers are proud to be doing what they're doing, and so they want to march at Pride. But for many people in our community, it's repellent to see officers, marching in Pride when they've had such a negative experience.
The Casey review found institutional homophobia in the Met Police and highlighted how failings in the investigation into the murders of 4 gay men by serial killer Stephen Port had damaged trust. The history of Pride is also rooted in protest against police treatment of the gay community.
Right up until the 1990s, the police were targeting our community, arresting people for consenting same-sex behaviour, even arresting same-sex couples for merely kissing each other at a bus stop or a train station.
But, he tells me, there are signs things are changing. A few weeks ago, the Met Commissioner wrote to him, apologising for the force's homophobic failings.
To have that public apology from the Metropolitan Police Commissioner was tremendously important. I know it was only a symbol, a gesture, but for our community, those symbols and gestures are really important.
Hi guys, how are you? Yeah, not too shabby.
He says there's action too. The Met's bringing back LGBT+ community liaison officers. Previously a voluntary role, now they're full-time.
So I'm a gay man, been happily out in the Met for all my career. We're kind of hoping that these community liaison officers will be able to make that human connection again, and victims might be able to be a bit more comfortable, a bit more open.
Obviously, historically, they've had a problem trying to get hold of someone or get the same person. Now they've got that same person, that continuity all the way through.
Sometimes it means meeting in a place like this, meeting away from a police station, meeting in a cafe, because that's where they feel comfortable.
Neither Pride organisers nor the Met have confirmed to us whether uniformed officers are welcome to march at Pride this year, but for many, there are more important things to focus on.
We want to see an action plan, we want to see transparency about progress, and we want to see ongoing kind of political accountability to the Met.
What really matters, he says, is changing the Met, so it's a force that truly serves London's LGBT+ community. Sonia Jessup, BBC London.
In other news, a double murder investigation is underway in North London after a teenage boy and a man in his 20s were stabbed to death. It happened in Archway late last night. Guy Lynn is at the scene and sent this report.
Well, the stabbings took place late last night. Just behind me you can see the cordon of observed homicide detectives and forensic officers coming here on the scene. The reports that are coming through at the moment is that this was some sort of music video that was being filmed when violence flared. A 23-year-old man has been killed, a 15-year-old boy has also been stabbed and killed, and another man has been injured, though his injuries are not thought to be life-threatening. I've been speaking to local residents, and I have to say, sadly, not many of them are particularly surprised.
I'm a bit disappointed. It's really disappointing and heartbreaking because this is not the first occasion. This incident happened here before.
Sadness to think like that can happen.
Well, the police say that the families of those affected have been informed. A post-mortem is due to take place very shortly. We understand too that a Section 60 notice is in place here, which has been put in place by the Metropolitan Police, which effectively means that there are increased powers linked into stop and search, which are taking place at the moment.
Guy Lynn reporting there. Now, when it comes to gardens, there are dozens dotted across the capital's rooftops, but London's newest green space may surprise you, as it's 50 metres underground. It's all part of the so-called super sewer, paid for by Thames Water customers. But with the company's finances under pressure, will the tunnel ever open? Wendy Hurrell has been finding out.
Birdsong, bouncing off tunnel walls, sprouting foliage. A subterranean garden has sprung up in what will soon be the super sewer. So how does one get to it? Well, in a cage, dangled from a crane, obviously. From here at Battersea Power Station, the Thames Tideway tunnel stretches all the way to the Beckton Treatment Works. Well, this part of the tunnel is nearing completion, so they're just about starting to cap this off. But for now, we're being lowered about 45 metres down to the bottom. Thank you. Where we find an art installation called Lou Gardens. A playful celebration of civil engineering. And a reminder of its future environmental impact.
At the moment, we see 60 times a year sewage, untreated sewage is spilled straight into the river. We capture that. We think within a few months of next year going live, the river could be cleaner than it's been in possibly 200 years.
The sewer's been paid for by Thames Water customers. The company's financial situation currently causing some concern.
Yes, ultimately this becomes part of Thames Water's network. But you know, this is about a bigger story. This is about a permanent change to the health of the River Thames.
As for Lou Gardens, there's a ballot where a very small number of people for a very small window of 2 weeks can visit. Then, once the sewer begins its job next year, it could be decades, a century even, before anyone walks these tunnels again. Wendy Hurrell, BBC London.
Finally, SW19 is about to get a lot busier from Monday. The Wimbledon tennis tournament begins next week, and among those who will be on court is Londoner Andy Lapthorne, who's hoping to win the wheelchair doubles title for a third time.
For any British player, any Londoner, this is definitely the main one that you want to try and win it. So last year was really good. Made the doubles final and unfortunately lost it in a third set tie break, which was tough to come so close. Having won it the 2 years before would have been nice to go 3 in a row, but obviously at Wimbledon, any final that you make is special, and I'm hoping to try and achieve the same again this year, and hopefully in singles make another final and try and lift the trophy.
Best of luck to him. Weather now, here's Kate.
Good afternoon. We had a bright start this morning, some sunshine too. You can see the veil of high clouds, so hazy sunshine, but the clouds been thickening and will continue to this afternoon as a warm front starts to edge across, bringing some patchy light rain, some drizzle. The wind also strengthens. Temperatures today 19 or 20 Celsius. Now we still could get some light showers through the evening and overnight. The cloud more or less staying with us, but breaking a little through to tomorrow morning. Stays breezy overnight, but also it's going to stay quite humid. The temperature not dropping much below 16 or 17 Celsius in central London. So a cloudy start to Saturday. A few breaks in the cloud. Could still see 1 or 2 showers, but they will clear through the afternoon, becoming dry and fine. Lots of sunshine, still breezy tomorrow. The temperature a little bit warmer, but less humid, 23 Celsius the maximum. Now into Sunday, it's staying fine and dry. Again, temperatures remain similar on Sunday. Into next week, it is looking largely dry, but you can't rule out a shower, especially on Monday.
Well, there's more on our website, including why the Mayor is being criticised for his data on ULEZ. We're back at 6:30. Until then, have a good afternoon.